closer everywhere.
That's like,
I mean, we're going to have to say
and let's talk about Minnesota, for instance. In Minnesota, a state that's not even a key swing state, you've got Bill Clinton going in because a new poll shows Mitt Romney within the margin of error in Minnesota. Plus, you have some information about some states where the Republicans are about to start rushing in and putting up campaign ads that are not states that the Obama team ever thought they'd have to worry about 1 week out.
Yeah, I mean, we got to say every day what you said yesterday, which is we're going to go into Election Day not knowing. I don't care how rabid a partisan you are and how much you want to try to frame what we know in one direction. We're going to go into Election Day not knowing who's going to win this. The race is simply too close. There are too many variables, and the storm adds a lot of new ones. So we just can focus on what we see. One thing we see is Democrats are playing a little bit more defense than they thought they would. And if you bring those states into the Electoral College picture, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, maybe Michigan, where Republican allies of Mitt Romney are now going on the offensive, it changes the Electoral College outlook quite a bit. Not saying Governor Romney's going to win any of those states, but Bill Clinton is in Minnesota. The president's campaign is going on television in Pennsylvania. They say, well, we're not going to lose these states. This is all silly. I think if Governor Romney's allies went on television in California, they wouldn't be inclined to play defense there. So they obviously feel a little bit of vulnerability in those states. And again, if you take the 9 battlegrounds we've been talking about, expand the map a little bit to include Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and maybe Michigan, it's a much different calculation.
So Karl Rove is going to be putting up ads in Pennsylvania now. The president is putting up ads in Pennsylvania now.
Yep.
Suddenly, the Keystone State is the final week out up for grabs. Why?
Well,
not up for grabs yet. The polls show it close, but both sides realize that it's not safe anymore.
The president's allies will say, what's the big deal? It's the last week. We have enough money to go there. It's not so much the money on television, although that's not nothing. It's the candidate time. Joe Biden's going to Scranton. I suspect if this thing keeps on the current trajectory, the president might have to go to Pennsylvania. Bill Clinton might have to be there repeatedly. Every day they're spending in Pennsylvania is a day they're not spending in Ohio. The Republicans believe, not just Rose Group, but some of the others, they believe that there's a possibility to, at a minimum, keep the president on the having to not just focus on Ohio. And if they can distract him away from Ohio to play defense in these other places, they can increase their chances in Ohio. The Democrats totally dismiss this, I should say, but there's a reality. They're playing defense.
You can say you dismiss it, but Mike Barnacle, the fact that Democrats would put their key asset, Bill Clinton,
in Pennsylvania,
in Minnesota today, two stops in Minnesota today, that's worrisome for
the Democrats. Yeah. If you're taking one of your principal assets, well, actually, with the president and the vice president frozen now,
your key asset,
you're not only your principal asset, not only your key asset, but your one really big asset, and you're moving him to a state otherwise thought to be in your pocket a week or 10 days ago. You don't have to be a genius, and certainly I'm no genius, to realize they are looking at some internals that are causing them some concern.
No doubt about it. Willie,